everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. Today we're having some Ram 2500 issues, so let's see what we're up against. For those of you that haven't met it yet, this is our 2018 Ram 2500. I special ordered it. I waited and waited for it to show up, and it was the highlight of my life until it started breaking my kahunas. This truck, it's got 15,000 kilometers on it, which is what, 9,000 miles, and it has been nothing but an absolute nightmare from day one. We started out the first summer that we had it. We had an issue with the diesel particulate filter. It was a big battle to get that changed on warranty because, of course, the dealership doesn't want to change a $4,000 part unless they're absolutely 100% sure and get the blessing from Chrysler. So that took 4 trips to the dealership to get resolved. Anyway, they got that resolved. The light stopped coming on. Everything was fine. Then the next thing, COVID came. So the truck got put away for a couple of years, basically. I would take it out sporadically, but certainly wasn't using it regularly because we mostly use it just for towing the race car. So at the end of COVID, everything started ramping up again. I got it back out, went to use it. Now I got an ABS light. Da-ding, 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 ding, ding, ding. It was literally flashing on and off. It was like I had a pinball machine going on my dash. Anyway, a little research, blah, blah, blah. Turns out that that is a common problem with these things. The ABS module and the HCU, the hydraulic control unit, are no good. They've been replaced with updated part numbers that supposedly solve the problem. I feel bad for many Ram 2500 owners that before Chrysler re-engineered the part, paid money out of pocket to have the same garbage parts put on. That's how it goes. I'm glad I wasn't one of those. Anyway, so in this situation, because even though it only had 15,000 kilometers on it, the warranty had timed out, so this was an out-of-pocket expense. I pled my case, and Chrysler agreed to pick up the cost of the parts if I ate the labor. What are you going to do? I need my truck. So it cost me $700. And the mechanic that did the work said, don't lose your receipt because there might be something coming down the pike about that. I'm not going to hold my breath, but whatever. Now we've got a new situation with this truck. And let's hope it does it right now. I don't know if it will or not. This truck is equipped with Parksense. You can see there the little sonar sensors, front and rear, that go beep, 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 beep. When you get close to something, it has it front and rear. Now you can see I use it a lot when I put the truck in here because I haven't got a lot of room between the ends of it, and I got to get it as close to this wall as I can. And lately, when I started up to move it, the Parksense doesn't work. So let's see what happens this time. We'll start it up and see if it comes on. In this case, with the door behind us closed, I should get both ends of it, I think, beeping, but we'll find out. Now, we have to wait for it to cycle through all the idiot lights and everything, and now it's working. I can't believe this thing. Let's see if the garage door goes up. Garage door is going up. So now suddenly it's decided it's going to work. But we're going to park this truck outside for a little bit because that's what happens, right? Oh, now the back one works. We'll take her outside. And a lot of times I'll put it outside when I'm doing some work in the garage. And when I go to bring it back later is when the problem occurs. And a lot of times if I shut the truck off and start it back up, the Parksense starts working. It's really weird. A little bit about this truck. I really wasn't going to buy a new truck until now. like 2022, 2023. I had for years and years and years a really, 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 really nice original paint 93 first gen extended cab with a 5.9 Cummins and a 5-speed 4-wheel drive. It was beautiful. It was silver and gray, two-tone, because it was an LE, right? Had bucket seats with the beer box, gray inside, not the red or the tan that are less desirable. This thing was the holy grail of first gen trucks. I brought it up from Texas. But in 2018, in the fall of 2018, I caught wind that there were going to be no more manual transmission Cummins pickup trucks. So I had a convulsion and I went running to the dealership and I found out I was like within the last week of being able to order a new truck. So we ordered this one. And I put it together as best as I could, how I would, this is my, for the rest of my life truck. So, I got it just how I want it, Cummins engine, stick shift transmission, four-wheel drive, built-in trailer brake, navigation, Alpine sound system, power sunroof. We've got the off-road group, which gives us, Bilstein shocks, Bilstein kicker shock. This thing's got a kicker shock on the rear end, Bilstein steering stabilizer, white letter tires, tow hooks, skid plates, that sort of stuff. I got the fifth wheel prep for the back because mostly what that gives you is a 7-pole plug and power source inside the bed of the truck, because I figured I would be putting a cap on it, which I did, and I would like a plug inside the box so I could get power and stuff. It's got you can see it's got front and rear Parksense, which is what we're at odds with right now. It's got the upfitter switches, which I've never hooked anything to because I've been having so many problems with this truck. I never know from one day to the next if I'm going to trade it in or not. It's got the SLT Plus decor package on it, which gives you bright grille, a fancier interior. We picked, I think this interior is called black and diesel gray. It is just such a nice truck. It is such a beautiful truck. I'm absolutely madly in love with my truck, but it tortures me. It torments me. A kid, an apprentice at work, that I told him my predicament about the manual transmission, and he was waiting a couple more years to buy a new truck too. He went running out also and bought literally the last manual transmission Cummins truck in the province of Ontario. They had to have it shipped down from North Bay to Toronto. And I talked to him. He's got well over 100,000 kilometers on his, and he's never had one problem for 1 minute. Anyway, let's get out and have a look at this thing, eh? It's a little dirty now because I haven't washed it in a while, but it's just a beautiful truck. I beat myself up for 2 or 3 days over what color. I had the order all made, and I told the guy, I just can't decide what color. You're going to have to wait on me. I said, check every day, and if the actual deadline for ordering is coming up, let me know. But anyway, we figured it out. This is what we went with, Delmonico Red, or Red Pearl, depending if it, what year it is or what. I think it's just called Red Pearl on this. But you could see, man, what a beautiful truck this thing is. It's got a nice Lear cap on it. SLT. I guarantee you this is the most decked out SLT truck ever made. We got the wheel-to-wheel steps straight from the factory. I put this on it. An old guy like me, it is impossible to get into the back of this. My old 93 truck, the top of the bumper was here. Look at where the top of the bumper is on this. I still got all my racing stuff in the back here, but you can see there's the plug, and underneath this bed mat is the holes in the middle for the fifth wheel, right? Or the gooseneck ball, whatever you want. It's got I also optioned it out with the because it's got fifth wheel prep. I got the second camera. There's a second rear facing camera up in the the third brake light, and you can toggle between the two of them on the radio. Such a nice truck. I put the Mopar, the rubber mud flaps on it, and a nice chrome exhaust tip. I mean, I just love this truck, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it if this electrical gremlin keeps up. But now, you know, I was having this problem with the Parksense. Now suddenly it doesn't do it. So I don't know. Well, it's got the tow mirrors too. I don't drive around with them up, but see, there you go. You can put them up if you're pulling a big moose mirrors, I call them. They look like moose antlers, right? If you're towing a big trailer, you can put them up. I got the clearance lights on the roof. Anyway, that's my truck. What do we do with this thing, boys and girls? What do we do with it? I've been so mad. I've just been fit to be tied with this thing a couple of times. Just ready to sell it for whatever somebody would give me for it. But anyway, as things stand right now, it's got an appointment to go in next week and have this Parksense thing, if they can replicate it. I actually have video of it doing it. I will splice that into this video somehow, somewhere, so you can see what it's doing. It's quite an odd phenomena. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Well, let's see what happens. I'm gonna let it sit out here for a bit, and we'll see what happens when I go to put it back in the garage later. Because that's usually what happens. I come out in the morning to do some work. I back the truck out here. And then when I go to put it back in later, the Parksense doesn't work. And sometimes if I just shut the engine off and restart it again, it starts working again. I don't get it. It's weird, eh? All right, let's see what happens here. It's been sitting out here all day. Let it chill out, let everything, I'll give it every chance to succeed here. So everything seems to have kind of come to life. Let's roll her into the shop and see what happens. I'll know as soon as I go through the door if it goes beep when it sees the edges of the door. Uh-oh. And there you have it. No Parksense. It doesn't work. Now, if we shut the truck off, open the door to actually shut it down. Oh, we got to take the key out. And so it'll go totally dead now. Now let's start it up again. And usually the second time it starts working. There it is. So this is the problem we're having with this thing. I hope it's just a reflash of a body module or something that'll fix it, because this is annoying. No Parksense to worry about on that thing. All the problems I've had with that red truck, but this white one, let me tell you, bulletproof. Nothing. 40,000 kilometers, and it's been really, really good. No Parksense foibles with this one. It's baffling. You know, I cannot tell you how much I love this truck, but it has been one gigantic pain in my ass since the first day I had it. Truck has been sitting out here about a half an hour. Let's see what happens, eh? Creep up to the door here. Now it works. Look, this time it's working. Unbelievable. But now the garage door opener doesn't work. You can't make this stuff up, man. All right, so next day, let's see what happens now. There you can see, Parksense is happily beeping away. Now we're gonna back it out and let it sit outside for a while, and we'll see what happens when we go to bring it back in. You can see there the rear one is working also. Well, the big red truck had its day at the dealership today, and of course they couldn't make it do it. It never does what it's doing when it goes up there. What else? What do you expect, eh? Anyway, I was smart enough to take a clip from this video, and I cut it down. Like, I made like a 90-second video of it doing its thing and then curing itself, and I actually let them all at the dealership watch it, and it had them all shaking their heads. So like I said, they couldn't make it do it. So all they did, the fella brought it in the shop, and he put the doodad on it, and they reflashed the body module with the original, all the original settings or whatever they do to it. Don't ask me. I live in the past, man. Before cars had all this stuff. I'm not saying I don't like it. I really appreciate all these features, but man, when they give you trouble, it's trouble. So anyway, we're going to put it through its paces for the next few days and see how it works. Well, let's see if our Parksense is going to work, eh? So far, since it was at the dealership, I've left it out here and driven it into the garage at the end of the day 4 times. And 3 times it worked, 1 time it didn't. Let's see if it's going to work this time. Yep, it worked. So it seems to be working, you know, most of the time. Let's say 80% of the time. And you know, if I start it up from far away and drive home, it always works. It's just when I leave it sitting out there and drive it in here. It's really weird. I don't want to get invasive, like changing body modules and stuff like that. Once they start working on the dash, that scares the hell out of me. So I got 2 choices. I can live with it, be aware of it, or I can sell the truck. I just don't know what to do at the moment. I really, really, really love my truck. But at the same time, I never know what's going to go wrong with it next. It's been a really bumpy ride with this thing. So, that's up to me to do some soul searching and decide what I want to do. Selling it is one thing, but at the end of the day, I have to replace it. I probably would buy a caravan, a used Grand Caravan, because obviously they haven't made them for 2 years now, but there's still some nice, clean, low mile ones that pop up. Anyway, I'll come up with something. So I guess that was a whole video about nothing. It went there and it's still doing the same thing. But like I said, it does it a lot less now. Maybe they got to flash it again. I don't know. I just hate letting people touch my truck and plug things into it and unplug things and plug them back in and fiddle around with stuff. It's been my experience over the years that it never works out well. Every time I let somebody touch something of mine, bad things happen. I'm not saying there's not good mechanics out there, because there's lots of good mechanics out there. It's just, I just haven't had good luck letting people touch my stuff. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and enduring this exercise in futility with me. Until we meet again, this is Kevin checking out from the Claremont Classic Garage. Thanks for watching and so long.